Just was a spontaneous stream today. Nothing scheduled. Just checking to make sure the stream is working. And I got the chat window set up, so feel free to... There we go. Good. Okay. Yeah, feel free to chat it up. I can't always necessarily respond to every chat, but I will try. Just because I am actually painting and it's hard. Just doing a fun figure painting. This will be a two-part piece. I'm only doing the first part today. Okay, this is like that other figure painting I did the other day, where it's like there'll be the figure, and then I'm gonna add some fun other stuff later that I'm not gonna disclose yet. It's a secret. And I love it when my phone tells me that I'm streaming now. Oh, good. Because I follow our channel on Twitch, and it tells me. Like, okay, well, at least that's working. Okay, here's my figure. This is just the head so far. Hello, everybody, on this lovely, what day is today? Thursday morning. I decided to do this stream because I normally might do other things in the morning and pick this up later, except I have Comcast finally coming out today to upgrade my internet to a gigabit connection so that I can stream a little more comfortably, and especially on the weekends. That's been kind of something I haven't been able to do. And make sure I'm putting all this in the right spot. That looks like it's not. I miscounted. There it is. Whoops. So if I can just wipe it away like it never happened. Yeah, I'm down. Here we go. So as you can see, I've already done an underpainting here. I did that the other day. I recorded it, so if you follow us if you subscribe to our channel on Patreon, you will be able to see this later, the full process. So I recorded the underpainting without broadcasting it. And honestly, sometimes the underpainting isn't everyone's favorite thing to watch. There it is. I put it in the wrong spot. Derp. Songrit, how's it going? Thanks for watching. There's that ear there. Yeah, I just had put that in the wrong spot. This is just placement. So right now you're seeing all the fun colors and textures of the underpainting. And now I'm laying in the actual figure that's going to go over it. This has been my process for a couple years now, as far as doing an underpainting like this. It's very abstract. And then I can paint my figure in as I like on top of this underpainting. without without disturbing any of this beautiful texture that I've put together. Okay, here's this arm chest connection, and then she has a shirt that comes down like that. Yeah, like there. And I'm hungry. Haven't eaten yet. I've actually been doing this intermittent fasting for the last couple of years, just because there's a lot of good health benefits, I think, and plus sometimes it's good to just to not eat all the time. Here's a hip curving. Hip. Here's her other arm. Here's her arm like that. She's like touching her hair back here. So I can lose some of these edges later if I want, but I do need to sort of know where they are now. Cool. Let's see if I can carve out these plane changes here. Okay, let's see, I can sort of carve out where she's a shirt. Well, here's one, two, sternocleidomastoids. It's nice to indicate where those are. There's a neck shadow. There's the halftone form right there. And where's the neckline? It's about there. There we go. Hi guys, how's it going? Thanks for watching. What is the painting today? It's a figure painting. I've done an abstract background already. I could lower this down a little bit so it's a little more centered. There we go. Okay. Figure painting, the abstract background will resolve into more of a subject later. Today I have to let this dry before I can continue that. So today all you guys get to see is the figure, which, you know, will still be fun. Okay, that's enough for a block in, I think. Oh, I can maybe find where the underside of this arm is. Or maybe not. It's actually, maybe it'll fade out because she's on a couch and she's going to be in a different environment than what I have here. Okay. Let's see if I can do a block in. Grab the old fistful O brushes. It's a great sort of cool, almost a purple light on her. I'm just going to indicate those plane changes for right now. Where is that nose? Yeah, it's hard to tell what that is yet. That's fine. I will detail that out more later. I could go a little lighter on those. It's an extra light one here. And a little indication of the ear. A little bit of the hand. And she has a shirt on. There's a collar with a sort of a thing that comes down. Light part of the arm, there's a shoulder, and then here's the top plane of a boob. Here's the other one, is right here. This is real thin, transparent paint sort of right now. And there's a fold of fabric. There's another one there that comes down. Here's a collar. And then this knee is going to have a bright spot right there. Right over that hip. And then, oh, her calf, I haven't done that side of it yet, comes down like that. Hi there, Wendy. Morning. Thanks for watching, guys. We do see another knee there. I'm not sure how much I really need to indicate that. Hi there, Rebecca. The subject is a figure painting. And there's going to be a background environment that I will have to do later after it dries. This is kind of a new exploration in figure painting subject that I'm doing. This is for a Bend gallery. That is my I have two galleries right now, a Bend and now the Amazing Art Expo. Okay, there's an arm. Okay, so that's just placed. I did this underpainting the other day, and I recorded it. I did not broadcast it, so nobody missed anything on that. I didn't. If you want to see the previous videos, like I've done this for a lot of pieces, and I don't upload them. Or I don't stream them. Sometimes we save them for our Patreon page. So if you want to see all the behind-the-scenes stuff, then you can subscribe to us on Patreon. Which if there's a link on your streaming service there, it's you can click on that and subscribe to us. Or it's Amazing Art Expo is the name of our gallery, our new gallery endeavor that we're starting. All right, I need some darks here now. Just some placing. Yeah, this is a very purple-y painting. I've been kind of liking that color lately. I have to say that's one of the colors I've explored the least. Maybe not that purple, a little more red in some of those spots. There's a neck shadow. Here's that sternocleidomastoid, one of my favorite muscles. Oh, you got Diagon Alley piece. Thanks, Matt. Yeah, awesome. Thanks for coming to our show then. And this piece is this is not a dancer, this is just a nice pose. It's a friend of mine, her name's Rachel. She lives here in Denver, and she modeled for me. She and another friend of hers, sometimes I'll do 2 for 1 if I can get them just to save time. And they can each actually help with the modeling. It's kind of nice. Like they can help me set up with the other model. And we take turns. And it's honestly, for the girls, it's like they just play dress up all day with fun costumes and stuff. They love it. It's fun. Yeah, here's this arm, elbow right there. That actually continues underneath here. Yeah, there you go. You can kind of see she's sort of sitting, touching her hair or whatever. There's going to be some fabric-y things happening there. Here's sort of a fold. This is a cast shadow by this like little strand of ribbon or something. And then we get a little underneath this arm. And here's this hand, which I haven't done much with yet. I don't like the pose of her hand. Her thumb is like sticking out in a weird way, so I'm going to just sort of invent that and do my own thing with it. Hey, Katie. Yeah, fishbowl tomorrow night. That sounds like that sounds fun. I know Capper was real excited about that. So thanks for saying hi. Have fun at your work meeting. So. Okay. Okay, why don't I start in on this face? Because the face always kind of defines like what the rest of the piece is going to look like. Okay, what I should do is plane out a little more this face and then check it against the rest of the piece. I get sucked into the face and I render it, and then the head is the wrong size. You know, that's a bad situation. Then I just have to re-render the whole damn thing again after I resize it. Sort of medium pinkish reddish something. A little lighter. There's an eye in there somewhere. Here's a halftone for this. And she's got a mouth there somewhere. These are the sides of the cheeks there. Hey Matt, how's it going? Thanks for watching. Good to see you again. Now I do need a dark. This will be a nice purple, I think. Okay, this is all one pretty much dark mass in here, but then I can carve out the side of that cheekbone and this side of the neck. Because yeah, she has all this hair back here. And it gets a little warmer, a little more yellow on the inside here. Not that much. Maybe even a little bit of green. A little bit of dark for this mouth. Here's the inside of that eye socket there. This brow could come in a little bit. This comes all the way over here. Now we can see a little bit of this ear on this side. And I can carve in this ear a little bit. Okay, that's the right brush. Just little tiny smudges here and there, pushing and pulling everything in the right direction. Nose can come down a little bit. This eye could go up and over. Oops. Where's my dark brush? Here it is. It's really easy to change colors when you have a different color on each brush. Might lower this down a click. It's too high. There we go. Hi, Don. Okay, awesome. Thank you so much. I appreciate you having you as a collector. I need an extra light flesh tone here. That'd be very light and a little more blue. chin, touch on that side of the mouth, that side. I've got so many brushes just so I can switch back and forth. Here's the bottom turn of that plane. Let's go ahead and fill in this. Yeah, her face is turned that way just a little bit, so we might see this, the chin. And there's a little bit of a plane underneath here. I'm going to do the neck, so that helps tell the story of the head as well. And I will do it with some better transitional colors later. I just need to see those edges right now. We have cast shadows and form shadows and all kinds of fun stuff everywhere. Great. Catching that light. I should tell my friend Rachel to watch this. I totally forgot. Like, hey, I'm painting you. You want to watch? She's a pretty prominent jawline. That comes out there. Okay, and yeah, I always forget to do the shameless plug. So yeah, if you guys like my work and you want to see more of these live paintings, please subscribe to whatever streaming service you're watching. Subscribe to our channel there. This painting will eventually be available for purchase from a Bend gallery. I didn't have him set up a link or anything yet because this is only the first half of it. I figure people might want to watch the second half before they decide if they want to buy it or not. Because it's kind of a fun, different approach from what I've done for my figures. But, you know, if you just like my work in general, you can have faith and say, I'm going to take it. Because I know it'll be awesome, because it will be. And then also, if you want to subscribe to just me in general, my Instagram and Facebook is Christopher Clark Art. So if you can follow me on those. And then also, we have a Patreon page that we started recently for a new gallery endeavor that we're doing. It's Amazing Art Expo. It's the name of the gallery. So if you want to follow us on Patreon and support us there with a subscription, that will help enable these live streams to happen forever. So that's, if you're watching on a service that has that link there, it's, you know, just click on the link and you can get to take you right to the page. Otherwise, you can go to patreon.com/AmazingArtExpo. And then it'll do it. So yeah, even for as little as $1 a month, you can subscribe and support me as an artist and us as a gallery, so we can continue to do this kind of cool stuff. And I gotta hydrate. Can't forget to hydrate. All right, let me stand back and look at this real quick because you gotta do that often. Just make sure everything's the right size. I could move this. See, that's when you just see things like, oh, this muscle's too far over this way. And she has hair that comes out like that. It's not that bright, but yeah, as I've said several times, or as I very often say, I could easily spend as much time on this face as I could the rest of the figure. It's that important, and it's that much more complicated. And I tend to get a little more loose and a little more painterly on the rest of the figure. Fabric and stuff, those are fun to just play with. Oops, got a little bit of that purple on there. This needs to come in a little bit. Don't want that to be too sharp. Her neck comes out a little further, actually, and so does this, which means this is a shadow up here. There we go. So you just adjust things. That's a little too wide. I gotta make room for that. Okay. And I guess incidentally, if you don't know me, I'm Christopher Clark. I paint. This particular piece is for a Bend gallery, but I also paint for Lucasfilm and for Marvel. I do a lot of pop culture work. I do a lot of, Star Wars, Marvel, Harry Potter. I just did a Dumbledore piece yesterday. I streamed that. Lord of the Rings, Alice in Wonderland. I had done a lot of Game of Thrones pieces, or several, but then that show kind of died a tragic death. So, and our sales for our sales for Game of Thrones pieces died with them. So we're like, well, maybe we should stop doing Game of Thrones for a while. Kind of sad. But that is another story. Can move that mouth up, or the ear up just a little more. There we go. Okay. And I'm basically doing this stream today. Comcast is supposed to come out and fix my internet. Not fix it, but upgrade it. And they're supposed to come between 1 and 3. So we'll see. If they suddenly show up, then I'm going to have to stop the stream. What time is it here? My time in Denver. 10:41. So I have possibly 2.5 more hours. So, you know, that's fine. That's why I'm like, okay, I can do that this morning. I can jump on a stream for a while here and probably get quite a lot done. I feel like it's safe to say every painting that I do is like a really good portrait with a figure attached to it, because I think this is such an important part. And I will easily spend most of the time doing a great portrait, and then the figure is a lot more loose and free and interesting. Not, you know, not that this isn't interesting, but I definitely work harder on the portrait than anything else. So I feel like it doesn't matter what I do with the figure. If the portrait's terrible, then why bother with the rest of the painting? There's a little plane right there. Soften this edge. I feel like this corner could come up a little bit higher. And there's a little bit of a lighted plane right there. This comes over a little further. Okay, now this comes in a little bit. Okay, slowly coming together. And why doesn't it show me these new messages on the chat thing? Well, yeah, thanks, Kathleen. Thanks for watching. So it's really hard to paint under a microscope like this. I would say it's really fun when the painting is going well. When the painting is struggling, then it's suddenly like, you know, not as much fun. I could push this out a little more. See, here's where I need to be doing a little more transitional colors that are a little more intense. A little bit of light under there. These juicy reds and stuff are really important. Oops. A little bit of this sort of under plane here. Yeah, so that's a core shadow in the middle there. There it is. Underneath that eye, I love that one. That's a fun one. Here's the inside of that eye socket there. Oh, there's a spammer. Gonna have to tell Nick about the spammer. Wow, there's a couple. We're getting rid of those guys. Okay, we'll do a little bit of, a little more better transition there. There's that plane there, and then there's the second one up here. Here we can fix this a little bit more. This plane should be up a little higher. And I can bring this in a little further. And there's a nice transitional sort of pink in there. I can hit, there's a nice bright plane there and a little bit there. This could come in a little more. Yeah, I always say painting is a lot like a sculpture. I'm just like pushing and pulling the paint like you would clay, you know. I actually have some clay here and I've been meaning to play with it and do some sculpting. I haven't had a chance yet. That would be fun though, right? Make sure this nose is nice and symmetrical. And there's a big juicy orange right there. Hi there, Adrian, thanks. Okay, I could hit this a little darker for a core shadow there. And this is actually a little darker in here. I did too light there too earlier. Okay. Make that nice. There's always a nice dark value inside the wing of the nose there, just outside of that. Let's see if I can hit this lip. That's actually pretty dark, even though it's the lighter side of this lip. And then there's a really great pink red. The lips are always a great spot to have some juicy color. Wearing other things and nobody wears. I can't say it being well being a year. Listening to a rather fun cover of Aerosmith's Sweet Emotion, a groovy, sort of bluesy version. Said my get up and go, must have got up and went. Put your pants on fire. A bit highlight there. sweet. Police car, just a little too far. Cause it can't catch me, cause I rather done die. I'm gonna start busting out some of my smaller brushes now. We just need a couple of them first. Gaia says, do you paint from a photo? Yeah, I have a photo reference. It's from a model that I did a photo shoot with. Fairly recently, actually. Not more than a couple months ago. Actually, it was, yeah, it was like the last 6 months. So as I work on one thing, I notice something else that's lacking that needs to be repaired or pushed around or something. And slowly it comes together. And like I said, I will easily spend as much time on this face, the portrait, as I will the rest of the painting. Because I think it's easily the most important part. Getting a delicate female portrait is, I think, one of the hardest things to do. One of the hardest things to paint. Faux show. Push this over a little bit. These little like micro millimeter adjustments change everything. That's a little tiny cast shadow. A little bit of this. So tie that in there, good. In physics too, I could be talking about picometers. I don't know what a picometer is. I know in graphic design sometimes they measure things in picas, although I never ever used that measurement, and I did graphic design for a long time. I hated the pica. I mean, what is a pica? Just inches. That's all I need. get some teeth in there. That's what this is missing. Teeth are always a tough color because they're not white at all, because they're completely in shadow. So how do you paint something that's in shadow that was white? Maybe a dark green. And now there's a little too much. And then there's a touch of a highlight on one of those, actually. A little bit there. And that shows us that it's a white tooth. This eyebrow could be a little more rounded that way. And a little thicker too. And then this brow line is a little too close and a little too sharp. The shape of the hair is also really big in telling the shape of the face. The hair is in a funny shape, because the hair tells the shape of the skull underneath. And if that's the wrong shape, then her whole head is the wrong shape. Here's some hair. Okay, I'm seeing that this is a little too low. Nice. Brad, you have 3 of my superhero prints. Awesome. Yeah, glad you guys get to watch. Thanks for tuning in. Let's do a darker for a little more of a core shadow here. Could go a little darker here as well. Real subtle. I don't want bags under the eyes, but I want it to be the right value. Oh yeah, there's our Patreon. If you guys want to support us on Patreon, basically for as little as $1 a month, you can support me as an artist and our gallery. Amazing Art Expo is a new gallery endeavor that we've started, and we have cool rewards that we offer too. Let's see if I can do this eye. There's a eyelid crease. She has very nice eyelid creases. And here's an actual eyelash. Just putting those in the right spot. Come on, right there is a bright one. And then eyelid overlaps this part of the eye a little bit. And it is nice and bright right there. Because this is very subtly the inside of the eye orbit. A little higher up there. So you just work, I just bounce around. Could be a little higher there too. Here's this plane, the side of her temporal bone there, and it comes right on her cheekbone, and then on her ear also. A little higher on that. Now here's where I can do, I can define this eye. She's looking over here. What I probably should do, it's hard to paint when this thing is too close to me, but if I can move it a little closer. Hang on a second. Let's see if I can adjust this to be a little closer to the face that I'm working. Ugh. Without being in my way. That's better. As long as that's not in my way. No, we're good. And if my big schnoz accidentally, comes in the front. That's hydrated. Get a big chug. All right, let's also stand back for a second and take a break. And I got a mirror back here. I can look at it in the mirror and see if I like it. Okay. Slowly getting there. Like, notice a couple things now that I step away. This lip could be a little higher. She's very full lips. This could be down a little more. If any of y'all are bored of watching me work on this face, then tough, because this is what happens when you paint. Yeah, this is a little, move this over a little bit. And there's a little tiny more bit of a light here. I'm not bored of this. I think it's fun. It's really challenging. And it's like all my brain power. As debatable of an amount as that might be. This highlight is a little higher. I'm always thinking about construction and plane changes, and I'm not just copying what I'm seeing. I'm making sure it's actually built properly. And that's a challenge. Let's see, there's one eye, but I could still adjust a little bit in there. A little more lower lid. And a little more of this iris there. And a little more eyelid crease. And a little bit of this curve inside. Nuria Auger, you want to be my model? Yeah, sure. I mean, I'm always looking for new models for new projects. You're welcome to email me, chris@christopherclark.com. I typically like to do my own photo shoots, and so I can use my own imagery rather than using someone else's photo. But you know, you're welcome to send me pictures, and if it's something I want to use, you know, have an idea for a painting where you might fit, then, you know, we could figure something out. But yeah, I'm always looking for new models for projects. Like I said, I just did this photo shoot with my friend Rachel, who has done modeling before, like professional modeling, not for me. And that was just sort of a spur of the moment thing. It's a little too high. Yeah, making these symmetrical is challenging. And yeah, a little. And I can see a little bit of that eyelid crease on this side. That's a little high. Oh, the subtle little tiny adjustments. The picometers. So many micro picometers to adjust. Need some real good juicy dark in there. And then, yeah, a little bit more this side plane on the side of the temple. And I can totally soften that up. Cheekbone, going back to that ear, it's a little more prominent. Okay. That could come down a little bit. And I almost get an indication of this plane. At least it'll help me define the eye. Whether I can see it or not in the picture, I think it'll help. Just need a little more definition there. There's some sort of dark, you know, eyeshadowy shadow stuff going on there too. A little bit more inside of that eye socket. But that can't be too harsh. Sometimes you just sort of poke the paint in the right place. You can push those eyebrows a little further apart. Now I can raise this one up a little bit too. Kind of give her a little bit of an inquisitive look. I think one of the longest I ever spent on one face was a full day. I did a painting of Princess Leia. It was a cover of a Rolling Stone magazine for a release of Return of the Jedi, and she's like on the beach in the water, and it's a great picture. I thought it would make a great painting. They didn't publish it because I don't think they owned the rights to the picture, so they couldn't publish it. but I spent a full day on that face. Okay, I might play with that later and leave that for now. It's close. It's the kind of thing where it's like, okay, I can't tell yet. I need to back off and do something else. What I can do is the hair. Just selecting, choosing my weapon. Yeah, that hair really helps define the whole face. Well, I didn't really do much with her ear yet, did I? She also has earrings on, which I would like to do at some point because they're nice. Fun little accessory. Let's really get that ear modeled nicely. Oops. Well, I lost my light pink brush. This needs to come in. Yeah, whenever you got light coming through an ear, you get great bright oranges and these bright pinks and stuff. It's really fun. There's a little bit there for her earring. And why can't I get this up? She has a detached. I'll do the earring in later. I want to make sure that everything's in the right place. But that's an accessory that I don't need to do yet. $11.30. Okay, what I can do is her neck and the front of her chest here. There's almost a little bit of a little bit of that muscle coming down through that shadow. A little more highlight there, or not highlight, just lighter plane. Here's where you want to define the anatomy, but not too much, where it looks like she's like super tensed up, you know. And here's a cast shadow from this shirt. Here's that collar. Yeah, this cast shadow could be really sharp and really dark at the top, and then much more loose and softer as it comes away. And where does this go to? A little bit more yellow in some of these parts. Not too much. And where does this come down to, like here? Up through the collarbone there, which connects there. Here's a shadow from the inside of that collarbone. So this is where knowing your anatomy is just, you can't skip that part. I know so many artists who are painting figures and they don't study anatomy, and you can really tell in a second. You can look at someone's work and say, you don't know anatomy. You've never studied. It's really crucial. Looks like there's a collar that comes up here. I think for some reason they think it's not important, or it's going to be inhibitive to their creativity. There's a lot of stupid excuses I hear, which they're really all stupid excuses. It's a lot of work, and it's like, you know, learning a bunch of Latin words and proportions and things, but I think it's fascinating and fun. She's got a necklace thing on, which is fun. I'm going to keep that. A little bit of shadow. One of the things that made Da Vinci's work so spectacular. Oh yeah, I mean all those masters. I mean, those guys discovered anatomy as artists. No one had really done it as much before that time, you know. The guys who were, you know, digging up cemeteries in the middle of the night to get cadavers to study from because they weren't available yet. You know, the first guys who ever were documenting that stuff as artists. You know, that's why they're so good. Thankfully, we have lessons and books and videos and all kinds of stuff. You don't got to go to a cemetery at night and exhume bodies without their family's permission. Probably, I'm assuming that was incredibly illegal to do what they were doing. I can only imagine how terribly illegal that was. And of course, just I can't imagine how society would have treated them if they had known that what they were doing. Yeah, there's that, and there's a little highlight on that collarbone. I have not done any cadaver studies. I'm sure that would be incredibly useful. I probably should. Get some of those transitional colors in there. And then we can see a little bit more collarbone, and then a little bit of muscle, and a little bit of plain over here. And then this has got hair and a necklace in front of it. I can't really see what's going on there. That's fine. I can just fill that in. Okay. Okay. So I can smush some edges a little bit with my finger. Just use your finger. Get in there and smush it. Take a picture of this, because it's this is another thing that we offer on our Patreon, is photos of the stages of my paintings, so you can see, you can study those. Even if you watch the video, we have nice frontal, straight images of all the paintings, so it's really cool to study those. Yeah, the face I'm going to have to come back to later. Just let it sort of digest for a while. Cadaver, Chris, skeleton, sniffer, sartorius. Right? That just sounds gross. Okay, 11:30. What I do, see, I've got all the flesh tone brushes on all the colors on my brushes, so sometimes I'll focus on just the flesh tone areas to start with, because I got all the colors ready. Well, her shirt is pretty close, sort of a light, there's a lot of lights, purples and reds and pinks and stuff in there too. So it's pretty close. Just sort of stopping and thinking for a second. I could do that hand. And then her other hand and her knee. Her knee's got a lot more yellow in it though. Her leg, I mean. Okay, let's take a quick break. Okay, quick 5-second break. I'll be right back. Whew. Okay. Hand. Just some jewelry on, which is fun. Yeah, yeah. Considering jumping on a stream on Instagram for this hour, since I'm just in case if the Comcast guys come, I gotta go right answer the door and the stream is over. So rather than ending it abruptly, maybe I'll end it at like 12:45 or something. And if I need to continue later, I can. Why don't I do that? We'll jump on Instagram, do them for an hour, and then I can wrap up this section of the stream for today, for the moment. Just gonna get my phone set up here since I stream from my phone on Twitch, or I'm sorry, on Instagram. I gotta go over. This is going to be on up the Abend Gallery page. It's going to be heavier, so got to adjust everything here real quick. Sorry about that. Since adding my phone adds another like pound of weight. Okay, if I don't touch anything, that'll be fine. Okay, now we're on Instagram as well. So hello everybody on Instagram. I'm Christopher Clark. Here streaming for Abend Gallery for the next hour. What time is it? Because I always watch that. 11:42. Because Instagram cuts off after an hour. Doing a figure painting here. Been working on this already for a little bit. About to do this hand up by her head. So now I got an extra thing I gotta watch out for. There's so many obstacles in my painting process. She's got a couple. There's a finger. Another finger there. So we're going to lose a little bit of this hand to this dark background. There's that thenar eminence. Gotta get the thenar eminence in there, you know. Here's this palm. It's a little yellow. Okay, and I've pinned on Instagram. I pinned my my profile for Instagram on there, so you guys, just so you of course know who I am, and if you want to follow my work. But this painting will be available through a Bend gallery, so you can message Dave. I'm not finishing the painting today. I'm doing the figure, and then I have to let it dry for like, you know, several days before I can finish the whole thing. And I'll try to look back at the paint. The camera's like behind me, so it's hard to look back at comments. So I will try to say hi. Hey, Mia, how's it going? Yay! You gave me that awesome critique in Chattanooga like a year ago, so thank you so much. That was super fun. I really appreciate it. That was very helpful. That was my year of study. I was there studying with Hollis Dunlop, and then that summer I went and studied with Carolyn Anderson, and then I studied with Zhao Ming Wu, and then I studied with Casey Baugh. So that was my super year of studying. So yeah, super appreciate the critique there. Thank you. Very helpful. Mia's an awesome artist, but super fun gal, and it was cool to sit in on their critique session when I was taking a workshop from Hollis Dunlop at what's the atelier there? Patty's place. She was super nice too. I cannot remember. I have to look it up. I feel bad now for not remembering what it's called. If she wants to comment here. So yeah, that was a really fun year of traveling and studying. I went to Chattanooga, Tennessee. I was in Steamboat Springs, Colorado, which is close to me because I'm in Denver. And then I was in Taos, New Mexico for Zhao Ming Wu. Then I went to New York City to study with Casey Baugh, which I have family out there, so that was a good excuse to see them anyway. Okay, elbow here. There's a nice shadow from her shirt. And there's the definition of that. Okay. So yeah, if you guys like my work and want to see more of my artwork, please follow me on whatever streaming service. Of course, if you're on a Bend service, then follow them, and you'll see me a lot more there too, because I do stream for them a lot these days. They have a Bend gallery, has a lot of my artwork for sale. They are my main fine art gallery. I do fine art and I do pop culture artwork. And I'm actually doing a solo show with them in a couple days based on several smaller pieces of mine. We're going to call it Little Slices of Life, or Small Slices of Life, one of those two. We were discussing this the other night, and we came to one of those arrangements. So there's a hand adjusting the old hair there. I could do a little more. Yeah, hypothenar eminence, if you will. Yeah, and I don't need to show the back of the hand. This is gonna be, a lot of this is lost because there's gonna be stuff back here anyway, so. I can do a little. She has like a fun little wristwatch, or a bracelet thing on, I'd rather. I need my smaller dark. This is all going to be dark in here because hair and such. There's a fun little colored gem or something on her, which is this great bluish, which I have not introduced into this piece yet. So if I do this now, I will definitely find a way to use it later. Yeah, that's a fun color. Now I gotta find another place to put this fun blue. Shiny on it. There's also a little bit of a touch of gold on this. That's all we need, just a couple little indications of it. And that helps show the cylinder of the wrist there. How convenient. And then there's a cast shadow, which actually has some different shapes to it. And what I need is a transitional color. And here's the sharp edge for the wrist, and it gets softer as it gets away. See how much faster I'm going through the face? Took me forever, and I'm still going to go work on it later. Man, everything else just moves so much quicker. She has a fun bracelet thing on, which I really want to include. There's a fun cast shadow by something there. And, of course, need some transitions. That's just a shadow. Now I can do, let's do a, wow, I see this one here too. My mother told me. There's a sleeve bit, and for some reason there's a nice orange, hot red, pink something in there. A little darker in here. Olicranon. The Olicranon. That's another fun, like, if I was a superhero. The Adventures of Olicranon and Sartorius. And their arch nemesis can be Extensor Brevis Digiti Minimi. All the dumb things I think about when I'm painting. Maybe my painting would be better if I thought about the painting instead of my exploits as a superhero. We're going to put, this will help bring this forward a bit. We need a highlight right there, and I can soften the edge of one of those areas. Yeah, that really brings that elbow forward. That kind of stuff's really effective. I have to say, I was a couple years ago was in the National Gallery of Scotland, just as a tourist. I was in Edinburgh, and saw that they had a Caravaggio exhibit going on there. How about that? I didn't even plan it. I'm like, yes. And I saw. It was the first time I've ever seen his work in person. Actually, I admit. Um, and he did that a couple times. He would put this juicy highlight at the end of, an elbow or something. And God, it's so effective. So thank you guys all for watching. There's an arm. Yeah, that's good. I'm gonna do this other arm just because I got all the brushes in the right colors. I don't love her thumb. I'm gonna do my best to sort of reposition that just off the top of my head, which means I don't know if you guys can see that. I might have to adjust. So sorry. My big old hand in the way just so we can see the whole piece. And if it won't fall too low, there we go. Good. But now, see, this is the tough part about streaming, is I have cameras in my way. And I can't just lean over and paint because I'll block the camera, and then what's the point of streaming if I'm blocking the camera? I need this over here though, so it's in front of me. I'm doing the hand on the right. Alright, let's see if I can position that again so now you guys can see once more. Why won't you stay up? There we go. That will have to do. Fistful of brushes. It's like a terrible kung fu movie. Here's this hand right here. And here's there's a thumb sticking up that I don't like, that I'm gonna repaint. So here's one. It's a little long. That might actually not catch that much light. It might land there. Now here again, hands got a lot of blood in them. When the light passes through them, they get really, really colorful. Fingers especially. We would see this thumb. There's going to be lots of stuff happening here later, so I don't need to iron out all this hand. Just enough to imply that it's a hand and it's there. I also like that she is wearing a bracelet thing here too. Whenever I do photo shoots with models, I love having lots of jewelry in places. It just gives interest, and it's a great device for showing cylinder turns and things like this. So it can show us foreshortening. A little bit of forearm there. See, this is this. Is that too far? That's too far. This one is sufficient. And some of this is still wet paint from earlier, which means I can just smush it away, or maybe I should use a paper towel. It's a little too much. That's why oil paint is awesome, because it's just editable forever. Love using Julia for adding interest. Am I using a reference? I am using a reference. It's a photo from a model that I took myself. I always use my own models, my own references. And then, yes, jewelry is a great way to add interest to a piece. See, I've done so little, and it's implying a hand so well. I do need to darken this a touch. I have a nice dark red. I want to lose the bottom of this anyway. How convenient. See how we'll be losing the bottom of this hand and the arm anyway. But still, I should get, there's a great bright red in here. It's amazing how much purple is in this painting. It's a figure, and it's all purple. It makes me, I really laugh every time I see a tube of paint that says flesh tone on it. Like, really? It ain't my flesh tone. I don't know where you're getting this flesh tone crap from. This girl's a Caucasian girl, and none of that is her flesh tone. I mean, everybody's got every color in them. And I paint people of every color, and they have every color in them. There's green and yellows and blues and, you know, pinks and purples and all kinds of stuff. I think my music playlist ended. Oh, and it's on Twitch. Or it's on my phone. I don't know if I can switch over. Oh, you know what? Maybe I can do it on my computer. Oh, good. You see a little touch of a lighted plane. Lit plane, whatever you want to call it. Oh, and then we got some really fun color. On this. Here's where I can use that other color. That great fun bluish green I used on her other bracelet. And let's say now I can do much lighter. Now she's got a bracelet. And again, this helps us show the foreshortening and the curvature of the arm. Okay, I suppose I could start. Let's see, I was going to maybe do her leg. I could work on her dress or her shirt thing. Let's readjust this. That's all I need to do for that. For now. Does that still work for everybody? Yeah, I think so. Good, it better work, because I ain't changing it. Here's the inside of that shirt collar. Kind of opens a little bit. Here's like a ribbon thing that's coming down. There's a shadow as it goes right across the boob there. Maybe it's a little lower. She has a really wild pattern on this shirt. Not really sure how much of that I want to show. I'm going to jump into some bigger brushes here. I'm going to indicate the planes of this, of everything here, and see how much of that I want to detail out with a pattern. It's like a really wild page. What I have to do is just sort of simplify it. Just values and plane changes. A lot of squinting. Anyone who can see my face cam here on like Facebook and Twitch and stuff, I'm always squinting at the subject. It's not like I have bad eyes and I can't see. I'm like, what does that say? I can't see that. I'm squinting at the painting and the subject. I squint at both a lot. I've heard conflicting opinions about whether you should squint at your painting or just your subject. I think they're both good because I can gauge, I can see how my painting is reading. She has this fun like ribbon thing hanging down. See, now that shadow helps describe the form of the breast there. So that's a really super important shadow. And I should make that a little darker, maybe down here. But I kind of like how it's getting lost. A little bit of occlusion shadow there. See, those little details really help. That's why I do jewelry and all kinds of stuff, because those just extra interest and detail. And there's like a collar that comes out like that. There's a really great red pink. Right here. Kaboom. That's okay. There's not much happening above here. Plus, it's really hard to adjust this thing. I'll try again here. Hang on. It's hard to make it go any higher than it already is because the weight of the cameras. There you go. That might be better. How's that? Yeah, you were seeing the top of the painting. Wasn't really much higher. But I can see how it looked cut off, and it was really distracting. Reconnecting. There we go. Yeah, so if my internet sucks, I apologize. Thankfully, today, hopefully, Comcast is actually going to come out and fix it. It's been like a month. I called them for this exact same thing like a month ago, and they sort of just flaked on me and said, we have no idea when we're going to come out. So thanks a lot, guys. But I made another appointment today, and they're supposed to come. That's why I'm doing this stream much earlier in the day than I might normally. Because if they actually can come out and I'm upgrading my internet to a gigabit internet connection, which means I can stream and not have any problems with buffering or anything like that. She has like a shirt that's sort of hanging down here. Where's another one of those things is there? A sort of fold and like a ribbon thing, part of the shirt. As that disappears back there. Here's a transparent part of this fabric by that collar. Did I not have a dark? Yeah, this is fine. There's like a pinch right there. As it sort of, there's like a clasp that brings this shirt sort of in this one spot. And once again, here's this. This cast shadow by this ribbon thing, it really helps show some forms and stuff. Here's another fold. There's a few of those happening here. Yeah, sort of clasps that together there. And here's this ribbon. Has a couple different facets, like it's got a fold in the middle of it. That comes all the way down to her knee, which is right there. Yeah, some great transitional colors there. Could use one right there. And there's a couple other sort of folds. I want those to get a little darker as they turn. Yeah, I need that accordion action to show the bend in this figure. That's a really important little moment there. I need some darker stuff happening here for the dark side of this. The dark side. She has this side of her. This is where the shirt ends. And then she's got a yellow bit of fabric right there. Oh, now here's this sleeve, which we finally get to see. A little bit of direct thrust wrinkle action because she's lifting her arm up. Do I have a really dark one of these? Not really. Maybe I don't need one. Just want to define some of those a little better. And then she's got a lot of hair coming down here. I need to do that. Her hair comes right there, right about boob height. And she's got a necklace on too. Maybe some fun value stuff here. Let's call it this one. Let's see if I can use this red. I need a little bit more of a bluish purple. Here's as her hair peeks out. And we're going to say we need a little bit more brown. to show that she has brown hair under blue light. That's a tough one. It gets a little darker and a little more red here. Yeah, so now she's got some sort of folds of hair coming out here. And even, here we go, actual strands coming out like that. Make it a little more organic looking. This was what, like a really bright red brush? Not anymore. Yeah, I don't think I need to do this wild pattern on this shirt. It's a little distracting. But what I need to do is show just some folds in that arm, some bend wrinkles in there. It's pretty smooth here. And maybe a little bit of a wrinkle. You have these great spirally kind of wrinkles. Nice. Let's do, this could be a good opportunity for this. A little color. This actually is a little wider back here. Oh, I never did the jewelry that I set up over here. I did a shadow for it. Here's that sleeve. Yeah, there's the corner of that sleeve there. Yeah, let's do that jewelry now. Shoot, I got it all set up and I forgot to do it. Need some glowy glow on the edge of these. And then here's a nice bright spot of metal catching some light there. You always set up the glow first, and then you can do the light afterward. Here's a darker greenish something to show a little more of this. It sort of just goes around. Now she's got a bracelet on. How's it going, Matt? Glad you could watch again. I didn't want her shirt to be the exact same color as her skin. It almost is. Oh, the pattern is so wild though. How do I simplify that? Ugh. I should have had her put on a different shirt. Cause damn. But I loved it was flowy and translucent and okay. Okay, show the reference. It's kind of tough because I can't readjust this camera very easily without being super jerky for a while. So at the moment, I cannot. It's too hard to adjust everything. Okay. I should do a little more red here. And then, yeah. Maybe it's okay. Maybe it's like a sort of a whitish kind of shirt. And I could add some lighter highlights if I really want to brighten that up a little bit. But it looks good for now. Let's do her leg. And then there's a little bit of yellow fabric in here. And I'm nearing the end of the figure, which I'll then have to let dry for like at least a week. Then I can do the background later. Which I probably won't stream just because I'm working on a new concept and I kind of want to sort of unveil it as a series of paintings that I'm doing. Incidentally, will also be for a Bend gallery. So please follow them if you're not already. And I'm Christopher Clark, if you didn't know that. I paint for a Bend gallery and then also for a lot of pop culture subjects. I work with Lucasfilm and Marvel, and as a fan, I also paint a lot of stuff like Harry Potter, Lord of the Rings, which is, incidentally, I'm doing a Lord of the Rings series coming up here soon. So please follow me if you'd like to be watching that. That will be fun. And if you are interested in this painting, just contact Dave at a Bend gallery. If you're watching on one of his streaming services, then just message them. Message anybody wherever you're watching from, and we'll make sure that you get it. This needs to be much lighter here. Yeah, this leg also fades off. And we also we've started a Patreon page. If you'd like to follow us and subscribe on Patreon, that would be super extra supportive. The Patreon is called Amazing Art Expo. It's a new gallery project we're starting. So if you want to support my work as an artist and our gallery, I encourage you to check that out. There should be there probably is a link just to what you're watching on. There also could be some in the comments here. Hey Tiara, how's it going? Yeah, thanks for watching. Haven't talked to you guys in a while. Hope you guys are doing good. Tell Chris I said hi. Unless he's watching, he can jump on and say hi himself. But yeah, good to see you guys. Or, good to hear from you. I'm just still here working. That hasn't changed for me. Just painting my ass off over here. and some purple there. That's could be another great excuse to do a nice bright highlight there. Yeah, here's a leg. There's a bit of that. There's sort of a weird cast shadow on that side of the leg. I'm not going to define the knee too much and the calf and stuff because there's going to be a lot of stuff happening here. So I don't need to. I just sort of want to outline it like there it is. And here's a little bit of this right underneath. That's where the top of the the fibula is. But there's some really great yeah, just a little indication of the leg. That could be a little further up here. A little more there. Okay, and here's where the leg turns darker and a little purple even. And maybe even a touch of green. And it gets much, much darker. Let's hit that now. Too much. That's better. And here's where we see the side of this hip, which I want a little more blue. The back of this hip here. Gets darker. Maybe a little bit of medium in there. Okay. Okay, Instagram's got about 10 minutes left before it will cut off because it only gives me an hour limit. So just so you guys know, it'll shut off on its own. And then I will probably end the stream in general so that I can get ready for the Comcast guy so I can finally get some decent internet in my house. It's been extra bad ever since the quarantine because obvious reasons, everybody's home all the time streaming constantly. We're going to say that this could be another knee right here. I think it is. We'll just indicate it a little bit. Yeah, there we go. That's all I need. There's going to be a lot of stuff here. See if I got time real quick. I hate it when I stick my brush in my paint. There's actually a little bit of some yellow fabric right here, which is fun. Just to break it up a little bit. And it actually gets pretty orange as it moves up into the shadows here. A little bit of this over here too. And I've got this could be used as a nice orange. Okay. Artem Gallery. Hello, how's it going? Thanks for watching. Yeah, thank you guys for watching, by the way. It's kind of fun having some company while I'm painting, even though this actually is very, very hard to do this, to be painting and streaming and watching all the comments and answering questions and stuff. But I'm glad I can connect with people. And we've actually been, it's been able to help us sell some paintings and some prints and stuff. So definitely worth it. So yeah, Instagram is going to end in a few minutes. So yeah, if you get, thanks for watching, guys. You want to follow me online? I pinned my username and stuff down there, so please check that out. Christopher Clark Art is my hashtag, and my Facebook and Instagram and stuff. Let's do another darker red, sort of a green. There we go. Now she's got like a green, yellowish sort of bit of fabric there. And if you guys are interested in this painting or any of my other work, my work is available through Abandoned Gallery. And I'm doing a solo show with them in just a couple days, basically June. It's going to be called Small Slices of Life, because it's going to be small paintings that are, of course, going to be a little more affordable as well. But just small, fun paintings of lots of random subjects. So please follow Abandoned Gallery to see more of those. And I think they just made an announcement today about that while I was streaming here, actually. Let's show a little more of this yellow fabric over here. Okay. Okay, this might actually be a pretty good time to close anyway, because this is just about done. I might think about what to do with the shirt. Since that's a tough call. We can make this a little more prominent. I really want to see that hip curve there. And maybe I could go a little further on this reflected light side over here. So awesome, guys. Thanks for watching. I'll wait till the Instagram ends because then I got to type in the thing on there. Okay, pretty good for a morning's work. Now it's time to go have some lunch, and then hopefully the Comcast guy shows up. Instagram's got 3 more minutes left, approximately. Yeah, a little ribbon thing. I can do a great indication on her shoulder. Maybe I can even do a tiny little bit of like a hem. Yeah, I might leave it just like that. It's kind of cool looking. It doesn't need to be distracted with all this stuff. There's going to be a lot of stuff in the background, so I don't want the distraction of this crazy pattern on there. But that was challenging to remove the pattern. Let's do a little more here to show that coming forward. So Instagram, thank you guys for watching. I'm Christopher Clark. You can follow me. I put my thing there at the bottom of the comments. So thanks for watching, guys. See, here's just me poking around at it for a while. Oh, my neck. From looking back at the camera so much. It's actually a big deal. It's like, oh. What I can do is a little bit more here too. Show this. Just before it disappears around the collar. Oh, I didn't do her necklace. Well, I'll see if I want to do the necklace or not. Oh, Instagram's got 20 seconds remaining. And she has earrings too. I haven't done those yet. So, awesome. Thanks for watching, guys. See you next time. Please follow me online, Christopher Clark Art. Oh, it paused with 4 seconds left. Okay. Cool. I think I will end the regular stream then too. Oh. Of course, I always like notice things. This needs more of a softened, downturned plane there. Where was that dark green one I had? Okay. So I'll see you guys next time, and thanks for watching. And